Welcome in, CAA football fans. Bobby Broyles here along with Rob Washburn as we continue our 12 teams in 12-day series. And Rob, today we start with a look at Elon. Back-to-back playoff appearances for the Phoenix heading into 2019 and will be led by the former defensive coordinator Tony Trisciani as he was elevated to head coach this past offseason.
Yeah, Tony Trisciani might be new as a head coach, but he's no newcomer to the CAA. He spent 13 years as an assistant at CAA schools, working at New Hampshire and Villanova before directing the Phoenix defense for the past 2 years. Now, along with Curt Cignetti, he played a big part in guiding Elon to its second straight FCS playoff appearance and obviously knows the players very well. Now, the Phoenix ended JMU's 20-game conference winning streak last season and have gained respect nationally. The challenge is continuing that success and advancing further in the playoffs.
Let's start with a look at the Elon offense, which was able to stay afloat after losing starting quarterback Davis Cheek for the season.
Yeah, people forget Elon was rolling along at 4-1 and up to number 5 in the national polls following that victory at JMU. But the Phoenix lost top rusher Malcolm Summers for the year against the Dukes, and then Davis Cheek suffered a season-ending knee injury the next week at Delaware. Those injuries forced Elon to become extremely reliant on the running game, and the Phoenix dropped 4 of their final 6 contests. With Davis now healthy, look for Elon to return to a more balanced attack that features a deep stable of running backs led by CAA Offensive Rookie of the Year Jalen Thomas and Deshaun McNair, as well as a veteran group of receivers topped by Cortez Weeks and Cole Taylor. This is a unit that has a chance to put a lot of points on the board.
We had a chance to speak with Coach Trisciani on Davis Cheek's recovery and the expectations for the offense.
Yeah, I think Davis has, come back every week. He's getting better. He's feeling better, and the better he feels physically, then the stronger he is mentally, and he's going to be ready to go for the season. And he's got a talented group around him, a talented group of receivers, 3 running backs that have all been starters for us. So I think the sky's the limit for us offensively.
On the other side of the ball, the defense returns 7 starters, but will have to replace the production of a Warren Messer, who was a big playmaker for this unit.
Yeah, Elon's defense shouldn't skip a beat from a scheme standpoint, with former Villanova defensive coordinator Billy Crocker coming in to run the unit. But while it will be tough to replace an All-American like Warren Messer, there's plenty of experience back. The Phoenix secondary should be among the league's best, with veterans Greg Leaks Jr. and Daniel Reed Bennett leading the way. Elon will also be strong up front with All-CAN Marcus Willoughby and nose guard Tristan Cox lining up next to each other for the 3rd consecutive year.
Coach Trisciani talked about how the defense will continue to have consistency in 2019.
Yeah, I'm real fortunate. I mentioned how being the head coach, I'm less involved in some of the football stuff and watching a little less film, but I'm real fortunate to have 2 coordinators that are very experienced in our league, and Billy Crocker is very familiar with our defense. I worked for him for 5 years at Villanova, and so he's taken the reins, and our kids haven't had to learn a new system or new terminology. They've been able to continue to grow and develop and trend in the right direction and play fast on defense.
The Phoenix will look to continue their playoff streak as they head into 2019 and have a lot of pieces in place to make that happen, Rob. So give us 3 things to watch out for.
Yeah, number 1, how is Davis Cheek's knee? It will be less than 11 months after his knee injury when Davis Cheek opens the Elon season at North Carolina A&T. Now, while the Phoenix has one of the league's premier backs in Jalen Thomas and that solid group of receivers, there's no question that Elon offense runs at a different level with him at the controls, and it's going to be important for him to be there all year long. Number 2, survive the start. In the first 6 weeks of the season, Elon faces road games at defending MEAC champ North Carolina A&T, ACC foe Wake Forest, and conference opponents Richmond and New Hampshire. The only 2 home games in that stretch are a Citadel team that's always tough to prepare for, and preseason CAA favorite JMU, who will have revenge on their mind. And then 3, do the little things. One of the big keys to Elon's success last season was not beating itself. The Phoenix was number 1 in the conference at turnover margin, committing a league low 11 turnovers. They were number 1 in fewest penalties. They were number 1 in giving up sacks, and they were number 1 in red zone offense. Doing the little things helps you win close games, and Elon has done a great job of that.
The Phoenix opened the 2019 regular season on the road Saturday night, August the 31st at 6 o'clock versus North Carolina A&T.
Yeah, also we got to catch up with quarterback Davis Cheek. You can check his interview out now on CAAfootball.com and our social media platforms.
Rob and I will take the weekend off and return Monday with the JMU Dukes and hear from their first-year head coach, Curt Cignetti. Have a great weekend, everyone.